duty as moral criterion or standard. Immanuel Kant, 1724 to 1804, was a great German philosopher. He formulated a moral theory grounded in the idea of duty. It is a deontological theory. Deontological is derived from the Greek roots deon is equal to duty plus logos is equal to reason. From these words, we can see that in deontological theories, an action is seen as moral in virtue of its being a duty, obligation, or obedience to moral laws. We may associate duty, for example, with military duty, but duty in this scene is derived from a military code. Kant's concept of moral duty is much wider. It is an outcome of an individual's rational thought. Human actions may lead to good or bad consequences, but these do not determine the moral worth of actions. In other words, an action which leads to undesirable consequences may be moral, and an action which leads to good sequences can be immoral. Consequences have nothing to do with moral obligation or duty, which alone counts for determining whether an action is moral or otherwise. In short, an action is moral if it is the outcome of a moral agent's sense of duty. Kant says that when any individual acts intentionally in a particular way in a given situation, he sets up a rule of conduct for others. It is the rule which underlies his action. Intentional action is not based on blind impulse but on rational thought. Such actions are in conformity with his moral duty. If a moral agent acts according to his duty, he can rationally recommend such actions for others. Another way of expressing this prescription is that one should obey the moral law. This raises the question of what the moral law or duty is for the individual. Kant does not enumerate a set of rules or moral duties. He describes the moral law in a formal and abstract way. The moral agent perceives his duty in any given situation by applying the formal law. As Kant's account of the moral law is complicated, we can follow it with the help of the following example. X borrows 50,000 from Y with a promise that he would return the amount in 6 months. After 6 months, X may either return the amount or evade payment. In either case, he sets up a rule of conduct applicable not only to him but to everyone. In the rule or principle of conduct is loan should be repaid on time. In situation B, the rule or principle is that loan repayment should be evaded. X can recommend in good faith that everyone should adopt. Situation A, as a rule of conduct. In Kant's phrase, X can recommend that it should be adopted as a universal law. Obviously, this universal law will be rational in that it creates trust among people and promotes business and commerce. The rule or principles underlying cannot be recommended in good faith for universal adoption, for it will destroy trust between people, commerce, and economic progress. Kant says that people should follow such rational universal principles without relying on personal sentiments which usually misguide them. Thank you.